back again. This is Miranda, called Randy Manderson. We are so honored today to have, I don't call her our guest. She's really like my daughter. Her name is Shadana Bartholomew, and she is blessed to get ready to send her second son, her first son, only son, her second child to college. Now, she's going to share some great points with you today, and she's also passionate about what she's going to share. So I know you're going to enjoy this segment. So please sit back, relax, and let's dive in. How you doing today, Shadana?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are
Well,
you?
I'm fine. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you get ready to send your son, my grandson,
Yes.
to college, and I'm not going to cry, okay?
Okay.
Because by the time this is shown, he'll already be in college, and we're hoping this will be aired around September, or maybe by the end of August. We'll see. So we're going to ask you today to share with us we're going to ask you some questions, but you can add your own comments and just relax and share with us as though we're talking to parents and to students all over, okay? This Zoom, this podcast is going to go all out. What advice would you give students looking to secure scholarship opportunities?
Well, the very first thing and the most important thing that I would say for any students looking for a scholarship is to apply. So one of the things that I've learned through this last year, this senior year, is students do not apply for scholarships. There are money out there, but they just don't apply. What I've seen is they're looking for the no essay scholarships. But that'll look kind of hard. Anything, you're going to have to work to get it, you're going to have to put in a little work, meaning you're going to have to write the essay in order to get the scholarship, to get the money. So my advice, and one of the things that we did was during the summertime, so I know right now the seniors are getting ready to start school, like for Prince William County, they're going back on Monday. But for any future juniors that are going to be coming, get ready to become, their junior year, the next year will be their senior year. In between your junior and senior year, and I know you're busy, but during the summertime, start writing an essay. You will make one, and then as they come, you tweak those to fit the topic that they're looking for. That way you're not starting fresh. You'll have something to build upon, and then you just add or remove as needed, because some of them have word count, so depending on the word count, you will have to make an adjustment. That way you're not doing it, all fresh from the beginning every single time. So you're gonna have multiple copies. So we used to have like a 600-word essay, 1,300-word essay, my future plans essay. So you have various ones, because some of them will ask, what's your future plans? How do you plan on achieving it? And then another organization may ask that same question, then you can just build upon that. And the reason why I say build upon, because the first organization that may have asked for the first scholarship may say, hey, tell us in 600 words, what are your future plans, how you plan on achieving it? And then the next one may say, hey, tell us in 800 words. So you will have to add a little bit more to meet that requirement. But the biggest thing to get scholarships is to apply.
Yeah, I know you all sitting out there thinking, they practiced this. No, we did not, y'all. But didn't Mr. Donna tell you the same things I was telling you? But I never did say apply. I'm sitting here laughing like, why not think of that? I didn't even share that with you guys, never have. So yeah, please apply.
You have to apply.
Thank you, Shadana, for sharing that. And another thing she told you, some of the same things I told you about the essay, so we're not going to go back over all that data.
Can I
Thank
add
you.
one?
You can add anything you so desire.
The way to look at it is, and I'm not encouraging gambling, but you can't win the lottery if you never buy a ticket. So you can't win the scholarship if you never apply. So apply.
That's the best point I've heard in all these segments that we've been doing in this since we started several weeks ago. I will always have to share that. I always forget to share that. Thank you, Ms. Shadana. What methods do you recommend for students to earn volunteer hours for scholarships?
So, there are a lot of ways that you can, in a sense. So you got, if you're active in your church probably has some type of activities going on, events, so you can volunteer through your church, your community. You can do that through our church. We have an email ministry, so we get a lot of emails about activities in the church, activities in the community. And even if your church do not have an email ministry, or even if you're not even involved in the church, you can also still Google if you're looking for volunteer hours. One of the things that Eugene did was when he joined the Junior National Honor Society when he was in middle school, because you had to have hours.
Yes.
We went out and we Googled. So one of the things that he learned about with ACTS. So we reached out to them, and then he started volunteering at ACTS, and that was something that we really enjoyed. And he did it up until the pandemic, and then everything shut down. So that ended that. And then another.
Let me stop you for 1 minute. Explain to some of our listeners what ACTS is. So somebody might not know what ACTS is. We know, but let's break it down for our listeners.
Okay, it's ACTS. I can't tell you exactly what it stands for, but it is what we did. It's like a food bank. So we would go over every Tuesday, I believe, after school, and he would basically help them fix. It's not a basket, but you would basically fix food for needy families. So they would come, they would put in their request, this is what they need, and he would gather it all together, and then they would pull up, he would load it in their car. So that was something that he really enjoyed doing, and I would help out too. I just like giving as well,
Yes.
So you sometimes giving, everybody think monetary, but it's not always about monetary. To me, giving my time more valuable than money, because you can't go back and get your time. But it's just, we were prepare the food so that, I don't know, it warms your heart when you do that. Another thing that he did was, that we found, again, like I said, if you Google, you can find a whole lot. It was a, walk for Alzheimer's. It was held in Prince William. It was in Manassas, in Prince William County in Manassas. But it was a walk for Alzheimer's. So he signed up. He went, and his responsibility, I think, was handing out the T-shirts to the registered walkers, because they have people that come and they walk. And that is done at the beginning. So like I think during the registration. So after that, like around 9 a.m., the walkers are out walking. And what he did is someone came that he actually knew. So we walk with their family, just in support. So that's another thing that you can do. So not only do you work, you can go actually out and walk with, a family. So even if you don't want to, like say, work per se, you can still, you volunteer and just go walk with a family in need that's walking for someone that's had Alzheimer's, and that shows support. Families really appreciate that. So that was one of the things that he did as well. So like I said, then Prince William County has a mental.
5K.
Yep,
The 5K
the
walk.
mental. I was gonna say
The 5K
Prince William County.
Annual.
5K mental health awareness walk.
Yes.
He's went out. He's worked there. He's worked at a booth. He's actually been out walking to assist the walkers out there on the 5K walk. This year he had the opportunity. He didn't do the Prince William 5K walk for mental health awareness, but there was still a community mental health awareness event that he actually was able to minister to everyone in music through his cello. He plays the cello, so he had that opportunity. And those activities count as volunteer hours. So there are so many things that you can do out in the community to help. You can go walk your neighbor's dog. You got a neighbor or elderly person that cannot get out and do for themselves, go see what they need. You can run their errands. That counts because you are serving the community. Those are volunteer hours. And all you just need them to do is sign something. You can even write it up yourself and just have them to sign saying you did X, Y, and Z on this day. And those things count,
Yes.
As hours. So there's a lot that you can do to get hours and volunteer work for scholarships. And also look at your school. Your school has things too.
Clubs and different clubs and things, right? Are we getting a signal for time to stop? Okay, we got a few more minutes, y'all.
Yes,
Thank you. But you heard Shadana say Prince William County, but that it's not all inclusive, I might add. We've had youth to come from Culpeper, and we had a young man come all the way from Maryland. We don't care where you come from, what you look like. If you want to come and volunteer in Prince William County, we say Prince William County because that's where we live. But we'll come to you. I'll bring a group of kids to you in a minute. If your church, your activity, your community, we don't mind coming to you to get volunteer hours. Not only, Shadana would agree with me, to give volunteer hours, but it's a chance to show our young people to give back.
Yes.
And it's so much fun. And then they communicate and fellowship with each other, and they make long-lasting friends. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. We got one more question before our time runs out real quick. What advice can you offer to students in applying for scholarships? I think we already said that. When you said apply, I would never forget that word.
So, yes, apply. Specifically for freshmen, if you're a freshman year of high school, or even better yet, your eighth grade year, you're going to prepare for your freshman year. What you want to do is get something that's like a log. Grandma Randy gave us this sheet. It's called like extracurricular activity sheet. I'm gonna be honest, I hated that sheet, but I can tell you, cause senior year, I was like, thank you. It is can be, you have to keep it updated. But you start freshman year, and whatever you do, you annotate it on that sheet. So when it's time to apply for scholarships your senior year, you don't have to try to think back. What did I do? Did I work for X? Did I help with the wall? You have that sheet. So on that sheet, you would keep track of your activity that you do, the date, the hour, how many hours you spent doing what you did. So then when you go to fill out your scholarships and they're asking you for your extracurricular activities, what did you do? You just go to that sheet. You have everything you need, and it makes your applying for scholarships a whole lot easier. So that would be my best advice. And if you're already within your sophomore, junior, even senior year, you can still track those activities because scholarships don't really start coming out until probably like January. So from August, when school starts, through December, you can start track those activities so you don't have to try to go back and remember what you did.
Thank you so much. You covered some of the same things I covered, but you guys, you see how passionate and how important it is that we want to make sure that you don't miss anything. You want to give us a wrap up of what you just said? Just to take a few minutes to do like a little wrap up so that we can stress again the importance of everything that you shared.
The importance is applying. The other thing that I didn't mention, parents have to be involved.
Amen.
You have to, because the students have a lot. This their senior year, they're trying to make sure they stay on top of their grades and everything else. However, as parents, we also have to stay involved and to help them. So you want and encourage them. My son was like, "Hey, what are we doing? Like scholarship, same thing we do every night." He's like, "Oh, okay." But I was like, "Hey, when the money started coming in, you're gonna be thankful." So you have to stay involved, stay on their case, even if they don't want to do it. You have to stay, but you have to apply. You can't be in the game if you don't apply. You don't stand a chance of winning if you don't apply. And if it doesn't matter what the scholarship is, like she said, is I have a son. He got a scholarship for Women in Community Action. It did not say all females, so he applied. So for females, if it don't say all males, apply. And for the males, if it don't say all females, apply. Because you don't know unless you apply.
Thank you so much. I got to give you a hand clap on that. Well, that wraps up the session with the parent. Now we're going to have Eugene himself to share on the student level of comments. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful day.